everyone, and welcome to MIT's 2021 online commencement. I'm Annie Yen, MIT class of 2021, and within the afternoon, I'll be an MIT graduate with a bachelor's in computer science and engineering and mathematics. And while I'd love to say we're broadcasting from the heart of campus, I'm actually coming to you from Salt Lake City and hoping that my family's internet connection holds up.
And I'm Dylan Sleeper, broadcasting from Cambridge, also graduating today with a bachelor's degree in computer science and engineering. We'll be your hosts before we kick off our long-awaited and hard-earned 2021 commencement ceremony. As a member of the Chorallaries and MIT's Festival Jazz Ensemble, I'm used to performing in front of audiences, but not like this one. We've got thousands with us. Classmates, graduate degree recipients, family members, friends, faculty members, and alumni from all over the world. Thank you all for joining us.
And we don't want you to just watch the show either. We'd like you to be a part of it. Use our Twitter and Instagram feeds to send us your good wishes and pictures of your own commencement celebrations. We'll share them throughout the day. Make sure to tag your social media posts with hashtag MIT2021.
Did you catch that opening video? That was a montage from our most recent all-inclusive multicultural campus festival, One World MIT. If you've never attended one, it's an incredible smorgasbord of music, dance, and food, celebrating the many different ethnic backgrounds of the MIT community.
It's just one of the many highlights of our time here at MIT, and we'll be revisiting many more of them over the course of our program today. To all of our fellow graduating seniors, graduation is finally here. After all the classes, studying, research, lab work, papers, and tests, not to mention all the obstacles thrown at us through the pandemic.
Of course, we're not the only one who faced some serious obstacles. So let's start the show by gratefully saluting our courageous MIT on-site staff and all they did for us to make this academic year possible under some pretty tough circumstances.
Very often, people ask me, what makes MIT so special? There are many answers. Our commitment to providing students with the finest education on the planet, the brilliant cutting-edge research underway in our labs, our focus on solving problems, bringing knowledge to bear on the greatest challenges facing humanity, but also so much more. MIT's strength is its people. And over the last 6 months, I've watched with great pride as the people of MIT have worked selflessly and passionately in service to each other in our community. In the middle of March, life at Lincoln Lab and on campus changed significantly. But our employees, the lifeblood of our community, have sustained us. Essential workers have kept our facilities running, making sure those who remain were safe, fed, housed, and supported. And those working from home have shown extraordinary dedication, giving more of themselves than ever before. So what makes MIT special? The answer is simple. It is you, and you, and you, and you. It is every one of you. As we begin this most unusual academic year, we say to the people of MIT, thank you for the long days and the late nights, for the creative problem solving, for the kindness, for the care. We are one MIT. That is what makes MIT special.
Everyone at MIT has done their best to make this online commencement as memorable as an in-person event. But there's one part of commencement on campus that I'll definitely miss.
What's that?
Taking pictures around campus in our caps and gowns.
I certainly won't miss that. With a smile like this, no one, including myself, really wants to see any of the grad pics that I'm a part of.
For the rest of us who know how to smile, we've got our virtual photo booth. You can find the link to it below the viewing window here on the Commencement webcast. Just take a selfie, pick your favorite campus location, and add it as a background. Apply some stickers, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Tag it with hashtag MIT 2021.
With some students on campus and other students remote, our amazing MIT faculty had to work in two modes, in person and online. How did they deal with it? As usual, they rose to the occasion.
Obviously, some classes translate better to remote learning than others. Despite that, our professors came up with some amazing workarounds.
Take Professor Jacob White, for example. Here's how he and a great group of graduate students went above and beyond to make his lab-based feedback control course work online.
We wanted to do a feedback control class that was much more lab-based, much more flipped classroom style, where there are a couple hours of lectures, but the main learning was the 3-hour lab experience where you'd interact with the TAs and try to engage students in a discussion of their design. And this past term was the largest class we'd had. It was 130 students.
Hey, Professor White.
Hi, Professor White.
Professor White, thank you so much.
When the semester became remote
With all the COVID stuff,
I really appreciate your enthusiasm and eagerness to improvise.
We gathered together enough parts to send a kit of parts home with every single student. We gave them videos to teach them how to assemble it into a system they could control, and then they would have to model the system and then design a controller for it. What we found is that if you think there's one technique that works, there isn't. So some students just wanted the expectations of synchronous lectures done live. A third of the students just wanted us to set up Zoom breakout rooms where 4 or 5 of them would come together and they just talk through the problem sets of the labs. The other thing that worked really well is we had a mixture of grad students and undergrads taking the class. And we decided that a good way to give graduate students the extra task they had to do to make it a grad class was to say, okay, you can satisfy that criteria by helping one of the undergrads get through in the labs. Magically overnight, students who were just lost seemed to suddenly feel like they had a lifeline, and grad students who suddenly feel connected and, I can get course credit for doing something that, really means a lot to me.
You were incredibly accommodating and understanding.
I genuinely enjoyed doing all of the labs at my own time.
I really think you did a great job of helping optimize that experience for us.
The idea of doing hardware for a wider audience is really tough. I think the thing that made this class work is the fact that we were willing to put in, you think about it, 130 students, 6 half-hour interviews, one-on-one with each student. That's 400 hours right off the bat. And then you double or triple that.
Props to you, your wonderful TAs, and your colleagues.
Thank you so much for going above and beyond.
I can't thank you enough.
We want students to feel a sense of agency. That, okay, I took this class and now if somebody gives me, a self-driving car, I'm going to know how to control it. Or they give me, a rocket to keep going the right direction. I'm going to know how to do it. But I know how to get started. I know I have the tools that will help me figure out what questions to ask. That maybe the things we did to make it work remotely would also have helped students get a better experience out of working on their labs on campus.
The toggle set to 0.
That's so typical of our great faculty, isn't it? And I'll get to spend more time with them next year as I'm earning my master's. We're now about 50 minutes from the start of commencement, and we're already getting some great social media posts. Let's share a few.
Congratulations, MIT graduates. They'll build a better future on Earth. Cheers from an 89 alum. Oh, that's so nice to see alumni.
From first day to graduation day, a big congrats to all the MIT graduates. Thank you. We did do it.
Congratulations, graduates. You made it through a year of unprecedented challenges. We are so proud of you. Ah, that's nice from medical.
From the MIT Media Lab to everyone graduating this year and expecting to graduate in September, we couldn't be prouder of everything you've accomplished through this incredibly challenging time. Thank you, guys.
From the Microsys Tech Lab, congratulations MTL 2021 graduates. You did it. We can't wait to see what your futures holds.
Keep those messages coming in, everybody. You know, Annie, the learning experiences at MIT don't just happen in a classroom or lab. I've learned a lot from getting to know our classmates from all over the world.
Absolutely. The global perspective is certainly priceless. Here's a closer look at one of those students, one of the few who have come to MIT from the Caribbean island of Cuba. His story says a lot about the extra hurdles many students have to overcome to realize their dream of an MIT education.
I'm Osvi. I'm originally from Cuba and an MIT student and studying electrical engineering, and I am a Europe at MIT Media Lab. I came to the US as a refugee because I come from Cuba, and since I'm coming from Cuba, they give you the refugee status. And my focus was to basically study English in a free program, and when I first took an SAT book on my hands, I realized that I couldn't understand a word. So I said, let me take a step back and let me study a little bit of English, at least just the basic grammar so I could understand the sentence. It doesn't matter how long it takes me. I went little by little. I guess within 3 to 4 months, I was ready to take the SATs, and it was pretty good. I was looking for a Europe opportunity, and I started to go through professors' websites, and you basically read through them. And Fadel had this cool video about the underwater to air communication project, where they developed the first link from underwater to air communication. And this was like pretty interesting to me, and I reached to him by email, and he said that I could start working with him. During that summer, I started working on the underwater communication project, which is the lowest power underwater communication technology. I'm pretty happy here. I just miss my family and some friends that I left behind. But I'm studying here, and for now, I guess my plans are just graduating, and I'm planning to live in the US for the next couple of years. I'm pretty excited about what I'm doing. I would like to continue developing this kind of technologies, because this is like a project that is just developing, is just starting right now, and I want to go like until the end.
Congratulations, Osvi. I can't imagine taking the SATs after only 3 or 4 months of English instruction. I struggled after learning it almost my entire life. As we count down to commencement, many of us are surrounded by our families, to whom we owe so much. Moms, dads, brothers, and sisters, you've more than earned your share of congratulations for making this day possible. Here are a few heartfelt words of thanks to our families from our fellow graduates.
Thank you so much to my parents, my sister Helen, my dog Duke, my grandparents, and the rest of my family.
Allie, Jimmy, Leontine, Paul, Jean, Barry, my husband Phil.
Thank you for being the best parents out there in the world.
Layla, Paula, Matthew.
Thank you so much for giving me the best gift that I could ever ask for, which is the gift of a great education.
Haley, Sean, and my fur babies, Miko and Peanut.
This is a shout out for you, Bombi. I love you so much.
Huge thank you to my family for supporting me, especially to my grandfathers.
I'd like to thank my parents.
Mom, Jero, Lala, los amo muchísimo. Muchísimas gracias por estar ahí conmigo. Este es un logro.
I love you very much.
And my sister Sharon D'Souza for being an inspiration.
Que todos hemos logrado y lo celebro con todos ustedes y estoy muy feliz de que puedan estar aquí acompañándome. Los amo.
Mom, Connor, I really want to thank my parents, Grandma and Grandpa, Uncle Chuck and Aunt Jen.
Thank you to my family,
my husband and my sisters for all of their love and support through this journey.
Thank you so much for supporting my dreams and helping me become a mathematician.
Hey Ma, hey Pop, hey Sam.
Just wanted to give a shout out to my parents and sister.
Today I would like to thank my dad and my mom.
Been laughing with me, celebrating in the successes and supporting me.
Thank all my friends, my teammates, and my professors.
I'd like to thank my parents and relatives for pushing me and challenging me to become the best version of myself.
All of my family and friends who have supported me throughout my time at MIT.
Mom, Dad, thank you so much for believing in me.
I'd like to also thank my teachers and advisors.
Shruti, Vishwas, Akira, thanks for all your support. Ramya, Ritika,
and finally for my friends for taking this journey with me.
Thank you to my mom, my dad, and my sister.
Thank you to all of my family, my wonderful siblings.
Hi Mom, Dad, Jamers, Marin, the whole Limper side of the family, Brenner side of the family.
I'm especially grateful to my husband and my love, Matthew Chang Zedler, for first inspiring me to go to MIT with this little Tim the Beaver.
Hi Mommy and Daddy.
One more year and one more degree left.
I'll hop on the bandwagon here and say thank you to my family, my friends, and the families of my friends. Hi, Abby Stein's mom. We're feeling the love, definitely. Sharing on social media is another great way to bring a community together in spirit. And as MIT students struggled this year to maintain connections, a group of them came up with a great idea, and it really took off. Imagine if we were all connected all around the world by one very, very long tunnel. Dozens of students joined in to make that idea come to life. Take a look.
Tunnel 66 is like a way for the MIT community to come together.
We came up with this idea that would be a really good representation of the MIT community and be able to connect us all in isolation. It's just like a really long vertical tunnel, online virtual tunnel, where MIT students and MIT affiliates can just draw their own space and add it to a growing collection of everyone's spaces so that it's like we're all quarantining together in the same tunnel.
The hope is that you can like draw either like a place on campus that you missed, or a place like your room on campus or your current quarantine room, and it's a way of like bringing all of that together to like remember and connect with the community.
In general, Borderline tries to give students at MIT a space and place to like create art. A lot of the murals that we have are AR enabled, so if you put up your phone to the mural, you could see an animation playing over it. And currently the animations have a little welcoming message to the 2024s as a way to kind of bring them into the project.
Tunnel 66 let us, like the students, like the student body, see, oh wait, there's like this artistic aspect of MIT that sometimes people don't think about as much.
Like the general public's perception of MIT is usually that it's super technical, everyone's a hardcore math and science nerd. But I'm really glad that there's an art community that I hope to join.
All of our rooms are connected by the ladder, and it just feels like, wow, like although we're all like apart and all around the world, our hearts are, a little bit of our heart is connected by sharing this, whatever we're thinking or doing with everybody else.
And I like to think that the MIT community has like one single beating heart. I would love to have people be able to go on the site and feel like they're a part of something and feel that one beating heart. And I think that that's the beautiful part about it, is that we're all so different, yet we all can come together.
I don't know about you, Annie, but I have to admit, I was a little concerned about returning to campus last fall. Yes, I was definitely eager to get back to my friends and in-person classes, but the pandemic was still raging and vaccines were months away.
I think we definitely all felt a little bit nervous, but luckily we had an army of frontline healthcare workers determined to keep us safe and healthy in the MIT medical nursing staff. These remarkable men and women who already had a big job with the everyday healthcare needs of a major university took on added critical responsibilities this year. It was such a comfort knowing we had them to support us and the rest of the MIT community under extremely challenging conditions.
I like to call MIT Medical the best little country clinic in the middle of the city.
So I think it's very hard to put into words how integral our nursing staff is for the care of our patients, the families of our patients, and our community. And I think they're kind of the MVPs, if you will, of our team here, providing care to patients, all while continuing to assist and manage a primary care practice and all of the clinical work that still needs to be done on top of all of the new public health work.
I think the thing that really impresses me about the nurses at MIT Medical is their ability to identify and respond to all the different needs of the people who are here at all different stages of their lifespan, and try to provide a very dignified response to times when people are not feeling all that sure of themselves or feel a little bit vulnerable. And it is the nurse who can really make that connection and make them feel comfortable.
Nursing to me consists of three components. The physical aspect of assessing a patient, for checking their vitals, for hands-on procedures. The second aspect would be the educator. We're there to educate them on their injury, their syndrome, their disease. And the third part of that is the care and compassionate part of nursing. With COVID, we weren't able to do two of those three components because the clinics were shut down. We weren't able to educate the patients because the virus was so unknown, and the care and compassion, we spent all our time on the phones providing care and compassion to our community to put them at ease and lower their anxiety level.
This past year, the biggest challenge was being that reassuring, confident face for our patients and family members when we had our doubts and our concerns for ourselves, for our fellow staff, and for our own families. The most rewarding is seeing those babies that were born in March and April now turning a year old and able to look at us with our mask on and see our smiles and smile back at us.
So there was a new sense of team and collegiality and true compassion for each other at a personal level and a professional level. That was maybe one of the positive things to come out of the year 2020.
After this pandemic, we are going to advance in some ways. Telehealth now provides patients within our community and throughout the world with access to medical professionals that they never had before.
And so I think for us, the pandemic and this experience has just highlighted the strength of our nursing team, the resiliency of our nursing team, the skill of our nursing team, and really that ability to rally. And I don't think there's ever been a time where we've had to learn and live all at the same time as the pandemic.
With our nursing team working to make campus life safe in a pandemic, students and faculty could relax and focus on their work. And now that our degree programs have been completed, our faculty members can finally tell us what they really think about us. Please go easy on us. Are you ready? Here's what they had to say.
Congratulations, graduates.
Today is your big day.
To all the graduates of the class of 2021, congratulations.
The past year has not been easy, but you braved it with courage, strength, and grace.
We know how hard the last 3 semesters have been, how hard you've worked, how much you've sacrificed.
Take your resilience and grit and empathy and go do good in the world.
We're very proud of you, and we will miss you very much.
I just want to thank you for the gift of yourselves and wish you every happiness in the years ahead.
Поздравляю.
Congratulations and all the best to the graduates of the MIT Engineering Systems Laboratory.
A special shout out for our friends in Ancient Medieval Studies and in Concourse.
Congrats to all the 2021 MIT grads, and especially our Course 14 and 614 graduates.
Congratulations to our extraordinary class of 2021 music majors. We are so lucky to have known and taught you.
Cecil, Andrew, and Daniel, great job, guys. To our DEDP master's students, and to those receiving their economics PhDs.
Christopher, Tom, Shule, Lindsay, Ethan, Nikhil, and Diana, a special congratulations.
Congratulations, Valerie and Rose.
I'd like to congratulate students from the AeroAstro department and Star Lab.
I want to give a special shout out to all of those who did their PhD in a Koch Institute lab, as well as all the many undergrads who did their research in the Koch Institute.
Dr. Riley Fitzgerald, Dr. Jim Clark, Jenny Gubner, Joey Murphy, Lucy Halprin, Chris Roll, Alex Meredith, Charles Lindsay,
Sydney Vermeulen,
Caitlin Oppinger,
Siam and Susan,
Katrin Anichi, and from the Radio Society, Daniel Sheen.
Special congratulations to Vincent Chen, Ozma Gandaharian, and Curtis Northcutt.
Congratulations, Ava.
Dear Abhi, it's really been a pleasure to be your academic advisor.
Hearty congratulations to all the graduates, particularly to the graduate of the Supply Chain Management program.
And you're going to do great things in the world.
So go ahead and use your newfound skills to make us all proud.
I hope that all MIT graduates can take time to celebrate and savor your wonderful accomplishments.
We seniors share today's commencement ceremony with some amazing grad students. Take PhD candidate Ashley Kaiser, for example. She splits her time between developing nanomaterials for spaceflight applications and perfecting her gymnastics routine on the rings. As you'll see, both activities require uncommon strength. Here's Ashley's story.
The whole world is made of stuff. Everything's just stuff. But how can we make better stuff? My name is Ashley Kaiser, and I recently defended my PhD in the Department of Material Science and Engineering here at MIT. We were always striving to do better and better and better with the materials that we have at our disposal. So now we've discovered most of the elements, and now it's up to us to design different structures, different hybrid materials. Gymnastics has actually really been a cornerstone for my life. It really highlights the importance of collaboration, team building, grit and stamina. All of these factors that are definitely present here in graduate school. One of the things that makes MIT so great is how interdisciplinary it is. There's such a broad range of equipment, staff, expertise, age and experience. I work in Next Lab, which is run by Professor Brian Wardle in the Department of Aeronautics and Astronautics. Looking to go to Mars and beyond, to have new space vehicles or space habitats, you would need materials that are stronger, lighter, tougher, stiffer than the current state of the art. So we're interested to look at the next generation of advanced composite materials that can leverage nanomaterials in their structure to give enhancements in strength, stiffness, lightweight, and different multifunctional properties. So it's a very interesting blend of material science applications towards aerospace. One of the things that has always struck me is the self-similarity between almost everything. When you stand on the edge of the Grand Canyon and you see this giant canvas, and if you sometimes look at a nanomaterial about 10,000 times thinner than a human hair, it oftentimes can look really similar. Sometimes I think all we really need is a new perspective between the nanoscale or atomic scale towards much larger length scales, such as this chair or a spaceship or even the galaxy.
Congratulations to Ashley, or the new Dr. Kaiser, and our other master's and PhD degree recipients. Despite her great gymnastics ability, Ashley Kaiser didn't need to take PE to earn her degree, but we seniors did. And we owe a massive debt of gratitude to the people who helped us stay healthy and pass the PE requirement for graduates.
Some of us had to complete 3 PEs in a single semester to graduate.
So that's a big thank you to MIT's Department of Athletics, Physical Education, and Recreation, aka DAPER, who made sure that we were able to work out, compete, and finish PE without endangering each other's health and wellness.
We have to assume that softball catcher was wearing a mask under her mask. In addition to thanking Daper for helping the MIT community stay healthy and help me graduate, I'd like to thank everyone who supported me throughout my undergraduate years at MIT, whether it be my friends in de-entry, corollaries, jazz band, or anywhere else, or my family. Without you guys, I would not have been able to make it to the point I'm at now. So I'd really like to thank my family, whether it be calling me to check in, or coming to visit me on campus, or even just watching all of my performances, and if you couldn't make them, watching them later. While it may not have always seemed like I appreciated it at the time, I certainly did, so I just really wanted to thank you. And as we've already seen, I'm not the only senior who feels this way. Family members, get a little bit closer to the speakers, because here are a few more heartfelt words of thanks to you from our fellow graduates.
Dear Mom, Dad, Emily, and Andrew,
thank you to all of my friends, to the family I found at MIT and German House, and to my mom, dad, and brother.
Terima kasih Mama, terima kasih Papa, terima kasih semua.
Your phone calls and text messages, and all our time together when I was home, are what got me through 4 years of MIT and a global pandemic.
For continuing to be my greatest supporters throughout the 4 most challenging and unforgettable years of my life.
Atas segala doa, dukungan, dan cinta kasih kalian.
Thank you to my partner, Christina.
I became an engineer, an inventor, and most importantly, a strong woman who is ready to change the world.
And to my amazing kids for their tolerance of their dad working from home.
I'm graduating from MIT.
I'd like to give a quick shout out to my family, to the brothers of Phi Delta Theta, and to all the amazing friends who have made it MIT.
I'd like to thank my parents.
Alan, Ima, Abba, Miki.
I'd like to thank my sister for raising me as a second mother.
גיל מירב ומאיה היקרה, תודה רבה רבה על התמיכה שלכם וגם על התמיכה של כל החברים, סופר גאה באיפה שאנחנו ובהישג הזה.
Minha família linda.
非常感谢，我爱你们。
והראיתי שאפשר לעשות את זה גם אם ליהנות קצת בדרך. המון המון תודה, אני אוהב אתכם.
My wife and friends, thanks for the amazing year.
I'd like to thank my parents because without you, I'd be nowhere near the person I am today.
Thank you to my mom, my dad, and my little brother Alex for all of your support through the years.
I want to say a huge thank you to my friends and family whose presence, conversations, and support have inspired and empowered me throughout these years at MIT.
Thank you for always teaching me what I'm capable of and for giving me that support that I needed to not only build a dream, but to grow past it.
Existe, and I love you all.
Hello, friends and family.
To Mom, Dad, and Katie.
I truly would not have made it here without all of your love and support.
The last 4 years have been difficult and amazing, and you guys made it possible for me.
I just want to thank my entire family for all of their support.
Couldn't have done it without my friends, and I couldn't have done it without my family.
Los quiero mucho.
Congrats, everyone.
That video reminds me, a lot of friends and family members have asked me, what's it like attending college during a pandemic? While it definitely posed some obstacles, I was surprised by how quickly it became normal to always wear a mask in public and avoid close contact. Despite all that, I was definitely pleased to see how many of our MIT professors still made our classes fun and engaging.
Case in point, Professor Anna Kiva's class in electronic, optical, and magnetic properties of materials. In keeping with a long-standing tradition, she and her students were able to continue making superheroes an entertaining part of the class. Check it out.
Marky on the mic.
302 is called Electronic, Optical, and Magnetic Properties of Materials. It's a class about our modern world.
Welcome back to 302. My homie's name is Batman, he's an awesome hero.
I like superheroes a lot. When I taught 304 for the first time in the spring of 2012, instead of having a review session in the last lecture, we had a comic battle where all students had to create comics about their course materials, featuring as many concepts from the class as possible and superheroes from their favorite universes.
He knows his Hamiltonian, he knows how energy behaves.
We kept that tradition going, so all our midterms and finals are always written as superhero comic book novels. And in 2016, when I was asked to create the MIT X and edX class, we had all the lectures recorded, all problem sets available. So when the pandemic struck and we had to go online, my thought was that students would be encouraged to watch the lectures and then people come and discuss the lecture. that was a total failure. I showed up to my first online lecture. No one watched anything. So I polled the class, and overwhelming majority preferred live lecture. And that was really surprising because I was essentially teaching a white blank page. And that somehow they still liked it better than watching the recorded sessions.
Too bad for you, Mr. Superman. Your laser eyes just won't do.
We still maintained the design reviews. We still had them working in teams. We still held traditional closed book exams. Students loved Slack. A thing that I think made that Slack channel so active and so popular was responsiveness of the teaching team.
Go back to Mathematica and run your code again.
I had a graduate student TA to support the big computational aspect, the design reviews, and then I had 2 undergraduate half TAs that taught recitations. But I also had people who worked with me in previous years volunteered their time and joined that Slack channel so that they can answer more questions from more students. So I had a whole group of people wanting that class to succeed, and they did as well, if not better, than in previous years.
And Dr. Strange, who's time independent, I gotta say, is equally awesome.
Three to four is just so much more than the material. It's growing up. It's taking something that's really, really hard and learning to work at a very different level of intellectual maturity. For me, at least, the community made all the difference because we all could help each other and realize that we're in it together.
Save you now. Okay, we clearly see both sides measure up without complete collapse. But honestly,
Dylan, if you were a superhero, what do you think your superpower would be?
I would love to be able to teleport. That way I wouldn't have to trek all the way from McGregor to campus every time I had to go to class. Maybe then I'd actually make it to class on time.
You know that even if you can teleport, you still have to wake up before class starts in order to get there on time?
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves there, one superpower at a time.
I feel like the MIT community is full of superheroes without the capes and tights. And that includes our alumni, some of whom took a moment to share their best wishes for the class of 2021.
Hi, MIT class of 2021. Congratulations, you did it!
Congratulations, MIT class of 2021.
Congratulations, class of 2021.
Bahut badai.
In graduating today, you represent the very best of who we are as MIT, for these are historic times.
Congratulations on surviving an incredible year.
Incredible? Okay, yeah, sure, we'll go with incredible.
It's been a tough year for everyone, I think particularly for you guys.
To quote Einstein, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity.
Your perseverance paid off.
You have triumphed over adversity.
Wherever you go, there you are. Place your diploma on the wall.
You can now officially turn your brass rat in the other direction.
Get pumped for what's ahead. Enjoy. Congratulations.
Congrats, guys.
Go get them.
Congratulations on your incredible achievements. Cheers to you.
You guys have accomplished so much over the last 4 years, and you should be so proud of it.
You should all be proud of your accomplishments.
You did awesome. You didn't just survive MIT, you flourished.
Congratulations.
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 Now the real work begins. The world is waiting for you to solve the problems that no one else can. And I have every confidence that that's exactly what you'll do.
Go make a better world for all of us.
I'm here to offer you congratulations on your achievement and to model for you the spiffy red jacket, which you too will get a chance to wear just 50 short years from now. But for the time being, celebrate.
I hope you take a moment to celebrate this amazing accomplishment and then find a way to stay connected with MIT for years to come.
We are so proud of you and we welcome you to the MIT alumni community. I'm so excited to welcome you to the MIT alumni family.
Congratulations, class of 2021, and welcome to the family.
Welcome to the MIT alum family.
Welcome.
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 Welcome to the MIT alumni family.
As you know, it's a pretty special place.
Brass Rat Brotherhood for the win.
I can't wait to see you at future Alumni Association activities.
We're so excited to have you guys on board and to be at events with us.
Looking forward to seeing you in the alumni community.
Now you're MIT alum for life. Congrats.
Congratulations!
Congratulations to you.
Well done.
Know that there is a family of MIT alumni who are very open and supportive of you.
Good luck, have fun, and remember, mens et manus. Don't just think it, make it happen.
Now you're ready to apply your mind, hand, and heart to make a better world.
Wow, I cannot believe we're going to be alums instead of students. In addition to meeting people from diverse backgrounds, MIT has also given us a chance to bond with people from similar backgrounds. That's been especially important to me as an Asian American, especially recently as we've seen incidents of anti-Asian violence around the country. I think it's vital that we join forces across the diverse Asian American community to speak out and tell our stories. MIT's Asian American Initiative is contributing to that effort with a zine called Rooted, A Sense of Belonging. Through art, poetry, and photos, Rooted provides a way for Asian American students to express themselves and hopefully build understanding.
Rooted, A Sense of Belonging is a zine, kind of like a magazine, but it's a little bit more casual. And it allows for more raw thoughts and more raw art, which is why we thought it was an appropriate method for delivering stories about immigration.
The creation and inspiration of the zine was actually for APA Heritage Month, so that's Asian Pacific Islander American Heritage Month. And Mind Hand Heart had this innovation fund, and we were as a club, we were what can we do? What more can we bring to really highlight the experiences of our communities in these times, and really highlight the voices of Asian Americans, but not just Asian Americans, but immigrants in general.
We always wanted to name the zine Rooted because it kind of came from the sense of trees, where are your roots, where are you coming from, where are you belonging, and that's kind of where that word came from. And in terms of the name, A Sense of Belonging, it's a quote from the zine itself. So one of our contributors submitted an interview with their parents, and it's a quote from one of their father or mother about how they felt living in America that would resonate with other people as well. And it's just very fitting, a sense of belonging. So it kind of has that you belong here, we believe that you belong here, but also this kind of questioning that I think a lot of us grapple with.
I was especially excited to see that there were students in this community who really cared about representation and about expanding a narrative for minorities.
I was just really grateful to be allowed to take up this space in the Asian community that I felt I didn't belong in before, and explore what my place in the Asian community could look like for me.
I've been getting so many comments from my friends about how they read the zine and they learn things about people who are in their classes with them, and they're I never knew this person had this story. And me too, reading the submissions, you learn so much about your peers, and it's just really beautiful and amazing to see how everyone comes from such different places, but we're all here in this place called MIT. And I don't know, it's just very heartwarming.
Altogether, I think it's a really beautiful piece of art, a beautiful piece of narrative work, so everybody should check it out.
One thing I really appreciated about my MIT experience is how I got exposed to so many different cultures. I've eaten food I'd never heard of, listened to music I never thought I'd listen to, and seen original art created by students from many diverse backgrounds. What you're all about to see and hear next is just one example of that art that I just mentioned. More specifically, music. I think this PhD candidate at MIT did a pretty good job capturing the MIT experience in song. Introducing the one, the only, Palm DP.
In those times when it feels like we fall apart, we always find a way to put it back together. I came to MIT, I thought I was smart. Then I realized everybody here was so much better. The main thing I learned at MIT was humility. The main thing I found at MIT was the community. I know you probably think that MIT's a university, but when I think of MIT, I think of home. We're stronger together than we are alone. Work harder together than we can alone. Run farther together than we run alone. Wait, MIT can rap? Well, you never know. Shout out to the faculty, the researchers, the students in the hospital, the staff who makes the food we eat, the GRAs, the janitors, the staff who run the Z-Center, the leadership, and Raphael Wright, who shines a light on darkest times and writes I'm the bright like lightning. I went to MIT to join the ranks of Richard Feynman. I'd love to see the the blueprints of the god who designed him. Electromagnetics and quantum physics, he combined them when things got hard. Where's Feynman? Find him. The finest of minds in a time of decline, like the finest of wines, he was always refining. Dude was the bomb, but you know that redefined him. Only love for Nagasaki. I went to MIT to join the ranks of Noam Chomsky. Academic to the limit, plus some paparazzi. Syntactic, a semantic, a champ of linguistic boxing. A proxy for freedom of speech, but some could not see. Brain on max like a pot of hot coffee. Brain on fast like a brand new Kawasaki. I don't want no friction, my life is a game of hockey. Brain on facts with my biceps floppy. You caught me talking Chomsky, the father of cognitive linguistics. Apollo, no ballistics, 100 books prolific, but kept it scientific. A little bit political, but always humanistic. I went to MIT to join the ranks of my advisor. Isaac Chuang, the Kobe Bryant of quantum computing and ion devices, the mastermind, the Dr. Frankenstein who provided me the guidance or wired my mind. Now I'm a rapper and a scientist, the grand design. So it only seems right that I use this last line to say thank you, Ike. Let's set a new standard. I went to MIT to join the ranks of Claude Shannon, who put together algebra and circuits single-handedly, but always candidly. He commanded the digital planet that we demanded, the world that we live in now. He planned it. Laptops, internet, Dropbox, Shannon, Xbox, satellites, iPods, still Claude Shannon, still Claude Shannon. I speak with intention. I went to MIT to join the ranks of Patrick Winston, VSNC. The V stands for vision, the S stands for steps. The N, did I mention? It stands for news. C is contribution. We listened to you, Patrick Winston. We loved you, we missed you. We knew when we lost you that one box of tissues couldn't solve the fact we didn't just lose you, we lost all your wisdom. Patrick, I wish you had the time to refine your theory that our minds can only process one language at a time. So next time my friends text in, says he hears me just fine. Nope, he's lying. Noam Chomsky, chomping on bananas. Wondering why nobody even know who Claude Shannon is. I can't stand for this. I wish MIT faculty were presidential candidates. Yo, what band is this? I'm Palm DP, I got no managers. I'm magnanimous with the candidness. The beat in my head, like meat in the bread. And I'm just making sandwiches. My advantage is I love challenges. Life's a big old cookie jar, and I got both my hands in it. I will never stop, even if I feel ill. I will never pop a chill pill. This is ill skill, I'm the real deal. I put my brain on the internet, so even when I die, I still will rap. I'm past my past, wish nobody ill will. Master my crafts, this is my kill bill. Repping my brass rat till this little spill turn into a big splash, and that's a big deal. I will never stop, even if I feel ill. Y'all need to take a chill pill. This is ill skill, I'm the real deal. I put my brain on the internet, so even when I die, I still will rap. I'm past my past, I wish nobody ill will. Master my craft, this is my kill bill. Repping my brass rat till this little spill turn into a big splash, and I'm a big deal. I gotta get some sleep. Nah, man, we gotta go hacking.
Wow, that was really something. It used to be when you talked about flow at MIT, you were referring to fluid dynamics. Probably should have kept that joke to myself. We're now only like 10 minutes from the start of our commencement ceremony, and the anticipation continues to build. Let's take a minute for another look at your contributions to the proceedings.
Streaming commencement on the road.
Congratulations to my sister and all MIT grads from RV Hoops. Wow, that's nice.
MIT graduation. Thank you, Cecilia Archer. Oh, that looks fun. Thank you guys for
That
tuning
looks
in.
cozy. I like the MIT t-shirt there. That's nice. Thank you, SGMWCC, for helping us celebrate Will Archer on his MIT 2021 graduation day. Those are some good signs.
From the MIT System Design and something that starts with an M. Congratulations for SEM graduates receiving their master's degree today. Made it through a challenging time.
Congratulations to the Beta graduating class of 2021. Best of wishes for your futures.
Oh, look at this. Thank you, MIT Libraries. We did. It's a nice little video.
Congratulations to the MIT SCM class of 2021. It's been an amazing journey.
No more training do you require. Oh, this is a lightsaber. Wow, okay. Already you know what you need. That's a really cool photo. Keep sharing, everybody. This is great. Like many of us during the pandemic, MIT students found ways to congregate safely and escape the pressures of school by getting out into nature. Here's how one group of MIT students bonded on a field trip to World's End in Hingham.
I'm Andrea. I'm a senior studying course 10, which is chemical engineering.
My name is Elissa Gibson. I'm a third year studying aeroastro.
My name's Nadia Wade. I'm a junior this year. I have course 6-3, which is like computer science.
I'm Charles Coffey. I'm a third year bioengineering student.
My name is Sienna Williams. I'm a sophomore majoring in aerospace engineering.
She took it again. And we're just out here for a hike, which is really nice.
I get a little restless staying on campus and doing virtual classes, so it's always nice to get out and get into nature.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a lot more intentional about getting off campus. Before COVID, you could kind of find things to do around campus, so you didn't really feel like you had to leave, but now I feel like I'm branching out a little bit more.
A lot of these people I haven't seen in a year and a half. And so, just taking a walk with them, breathing air, talking to people, the diversity of thought, experience, and perspective, I just appreciate it so much. You can't take it for granted.
I really love the earth. I love nature. It just makes me feel really happy. I actually was in quarantine for the past week, and so now that I am free, I've been taking every opportunity I can to go outside. We've been going on quite a few hikes. I made a list of places that I wanted to go in the New England. I'm slowly chipping away at that list.
I've recently been reading The Overstory, which is really good. They love nature so much, and the way he talks about how trees and organisms have a different kind of intelligence, and that should be valued just as equally as our own intelligence and our own development speaks a lot to me.
I think our main goal should be to just take care of the earth the best we can. I want to go to space eventually, and so when I come back, I want the earth to be nice for me and my children.
I've been inspired to learn more about biosystems and how we can use them to better ourselves, better the planet.
It's beautiful. Hopefully we keep it looking this way.
Now, let's hear some more from the people who played a huge role in helping the class of 2021 earn our degrees.
Are we finally going to hear from the Uber Eats drivers who are still on the job at 2 a.m.?
Wait a minute, weren't you on the meal plan last semester? That's a little suspicious. Anyways, the people I actually had in mind are our fabulous MIT faculty members.
Oh, yeah. Them too. Check it out.
Congratulations to all the MIT graduates of 2021.
I hope in the future, when you remember these strange days, you will remember as I will.
It was an honor to share the light of your curiosity, generosity, and hope.
The moments of great kindness and forbearance and the skills of resiliency that we learned together.
You have made it through an incredibly challenging year, and my faculty colleagues and I all salute you.
Congratulations, enhorabuena, keep in touch, and cuídense mucho.
Special shout out to all of our Course 14 graduates this year. Good luck and all best wishes.
Amy, I just wanted to congratulate you on graduation.
Congratulations, class of 2021 from the humans and canines of MIT.
Hi, Dexon.
Special shout out to the SMARCs and PhDs of the HTC graduate program.
Congratulations on making it through MIT.
Congratulations to my first PhD graduate here at MIT, Milan John.
Hamad. Dear Francisco, Shintan, Parker, Caroline, and Owen.
Congratulations. My undergraduate advisee, Mona Abdurrahman. Everyone in the Computational Psycholinguistics Laboratory.
It has been quite a journey, especially in this last year.
We're in this together. Happy graduation.
Congratulations on reaching this milestone, and best wishes on your next steps.
Congratulations to all graduates in the Department of Architecture.
Congratulations.
Edu and Yusufu. It's been amazing.
Congratulations to all of the graduates of the class of 2021.
Congratulations to all our wonderful degree candidates.
You should be very, very proud of what you've accomplished.
Congratulations, class of 2021. Now go get after it.
And welcome to the MIT Alumni Association.
All right, commencement will start in just a few minutes. Are you getting nervous, fiddling with your brass rat? We spent most of our time today looking backward, but as we wrap up our pre-show program today, we'd like to close with something forward-looking.
While many of us will no longer be regulars on the MIT campus, from this afternoon onwards, we will be MIT alums, part of an unbroken chain dating back to 1861. Attending MIT has been such a life-changing experience for many of us. I know it has for myself. And it's great to know that this incredible university will continue to change the lives of future students long after we're gone. So let's conclude our program with a sneak peek at some very cool campus improvements due to make their debut in the fall.
While the COVID-19 pandemic has prevented many of us from physically being at MIT, there has been a lot of activity on the campus. Not only in labs, classrooms, and student meeting spaces, all in a safe way, of course, but also on our construction sites. While we've been away, the undergraduate residence hall on Vassar Street and the graduate residence hall in Kendall Square have been completed. In addition, the office building that will house the MIT Museum next to the new Kendall Gateway is complete, and the lab building connected to the Kendall Clock Tower building has taken shape.
It's hard to imagine an MIT that actually stops. And we got, I think, as close to that as you can imagine, but that couldn't last very long. We very quickly had to turn the corner and begin thinking about how do we continue to move forward? How do we respond to this incredible challenge? And when I think about the world that we're in as it relates to the residential experience and projects in housing in particular, 2020 was a huge year for us. New Vassar is the newest addition to the undergraduate residential community. It will open this spring for the first time to undergraduates as residents of the building, and we're really excited to see that community come to life. Spent a lot of time working with students on various stages of the planning and design process, and they've done a terrific job thinking about the values that will guide the community. There's a strong focus on well-being. Well-being is probably our highest priority, and it needs to permeate everything that we do, from the programs that we offer to the spaces that we are responsible for maintaining. MIT is a big place, and what we often hear from our students is the anchor that the residential experience offers of finding that connection, that group of people that become lifelong friends oftentimes. On the graduate side, we know that students relocate to MIT to pursue their degree. They're looking for a place to live for themselves, sometimes for themselves and their families. And they're seeking community and connection as well. And so to be offering more housing in close relationship to the campus helps us offer things that we know our students are looking for.
MIT's campus, of course, has so many wonderful outdoor open spaces. Of course, you think of Killian Court as this incredibly iconic, special place. One of the spaces that I'm thinking about a lot is the Kendall open space. It's located just adjacent to the MIT Medical Building and very close to the MIT Kendall T-Stop. So what used to be parking lots is now going to be this beautiful mixed-use space. So when people come back to campus who haven't been there for a year or so, they're going to see this whole area transformed.
We want to create a place that's not just for some people, but is for all people. I have great confidence in MIT and in Kendall Square with regard to the future. We don't know exactly what it will look like post-COVID, But we will be there. We'll be there safely, we'll be there collaboratively, and we'll be there in a way where we can continue to advance science and research all together in this very critical innovation ecosystem.
Those new dorms look so nice. I almost wish I'd had a chance to live there, but I'm always grateful for the many friends I met living in McGregor. Oh well.
We're coming to the end of our program, but we wanted to call your attention to another really cool feature you'll want to take advantage of.
That's right. After the online commencement celebration program and degree conferral, we'll have an hour devoted to the presentation of our graduates' names. You'll be able to search for your name and download and share an individual slide with your family and friends. Keep an eye out for it after the conclusion of the online program, when you'll see a link for the recognition site below the webcast viewing window.
And that's it for now, everybody. Enjoy the festivities, and don't forget to stick around after commencement for our post-commencement program. Any closing thoughts, Annie?
Now that COVID restrictions are being lifted and case counts are dropping and life slowly begins to get back to normal, this celebration feels like it's even bigger than our graduation. It's like a whole new beginning for everyone. With that in mind, I want to wish everybody watching today a wonderful journey as they continue to pursue their dreams. Thank you, everybody, for an amazing 4 years. Stay healthy, stay safe, and thank you so much for watching. Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations, everyone.